Well, while you dig around in your notes there, and again, Jim's been fighting these people forever. I mean, it's all over the BBC, London Guardian, Times of London. They say a planetary government with the IMF and World Bank as the global treasury, and the private banks will govern the planet. I mean, this is openly being announced, and they say we're going to raise all your taxes and cut your services, and now Bloomberg reports they're going to take everybody's pension funds and give it to the bankers. And if you don't like it, they'll just turn Northcom loose on you.
Yes, as I said, in Europe, there's a great deal of attention in major newspapers for a lot of years. In fact, I think, as I've mentioned so many times before, it was about Helsinki, about 1980-something, and we had in Spotlight, the granddaddy of American Free Press. We had the story early that year, their exact location. And we got letters from Europe saying, of course, our circulation is hardly wall-to-wall in Europe. It costs so much to send it mail. So one person tends to share his paper with 10 other people to help buy the subscription. So we got letters from leaders saying, should we alert the local media? And I said, yes. And when Kissinger and the other kids got off the airplane at Helsinki airport and headed for their limousines, they were stunned to see all those cameras and reporters yelling questions. And the major newspapers in London and Paris and throughout Europe give heavy page one attention. Photographs, stories, raising the same questions we always raise. And they're a great deal of help. We pool our information. We meet regularly every evening and identify. Well, you've been to those meetings. You know what we do. We identify as many people as we can in case we don't get the official list. Don't steal this.
And again, before they would deny this, but you would get in there, steal their membership list, expose that a global government group is meeting in secret, and the decisions they make there are implemented. And you were saying on the agenda is to continue the global depression so they can consolidate power.
Yes. We're not going to come out of this until late 2011. If we turn around, there might be a little perk here and there, but as far as digging out, nope, not at all.
But they do plan to bring us out of it, though.
It suits their convenience. Now, you remember it was not so many years ago that they decided that we should have a little bit more prosperity when they ordered the gas prices. They'd ordered the gas prices up to nearly $5 a gallon. And then they decided to reduce the gas prices.
Stay there, Jim. We're going to break and come back and talk about how they control gas prices. Again, Jim Tucker has been working for major newspapers since the 40s and 50s, and he travels to these events. He climbs through gutters when he was younger, steals their membership list, prove this group exists. It's the most elite on the planet. Now BBC and others have gotten their documents from the 50s when they planned to set up the European Union by stealth. And Jim has sources inside Bilderberg. And absolutely, he said in 2008, when gas was $60 a barrel, that Bilderberg was going to run it up to $150. Everybody laughed. That happened. Then he said they were going to drive it back down. That happened. So, Jim, you've got your notes there from your Bilderberg source this year. What else is on their agenda? Because we're looking into their crystal ball right now.
Okay, more bad news. The gas prices are going up, possibly over the next 2 years to $7 a gallon, like they pay in Europe. And they say so many times, Europeans pay $7 a gallon. Now, observe that there's a plentiful supply of oil. We've got more than enough oil coming out of everywhere. So there's no rationalization with this supply of oil to raise prices other than their arbitrary decision to raise prices. So sadly, your oil prices are going to be going up quite high in the next year.
And that's from Bilderberg. And Queen Beatrix, one of the owners of Dutch Royal Shell and BP, she's one of the chief owners with the Queen of England. She's the Queen of the Netherlands. She wants more of our money.
Yes. You'll notice that they had the power to do that a few years ago when gas prices were about $5 a gallon. The Bilderberg kids said it's time to bring down the price of gasoline because Joe Sixpack may not get off of his scooter or his small car, if we don't bring prices down right away, because once he gets used to that small car or to his bicycle or motorbike, we may not get him back. And they were able to bring down at that time the price of oil was something like $140 a barrel, and they brought it down to about $80 a barrel. But prices dropped from over $4 a gallon down to less than $2 a gallon.
So what else is on the agenda?
So they have the power to work it either way they want to, and they're going to bring it back up now.
Okay, and that's from your source. What other tidbits are on the agenda? What are they concerned about? What about war with Iran?
Again, they're divided on that. The Americans and Israelis want to go to war to attack Iran. Most European Bilderbergs, not all of them, are opposed to invasion. They want to talk some more. So this is one of the few times they've been do not speak with a united voice on a single issue. That dates back to Bilderberg and trilateral opposing the U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2000. In 2001, and the Secretary of Defense Rumsfeld, of course, of Bilderberg, promised the Bilderberg that would not invade this year. So while the other newspapers were reporting the wars, including the Washington Post, reporting that the United States will invade Iraq by late summer or early fall at the latest of 2001, we were reporting the war will start until 2002, probably about March, and we were almost on the...
Yeah, well, I read your paper at the time. It was 2002. They said it was going to happen. You said no, 2003. You had the fall of the Berlin Wall. Hundreds of accurate predictions because you've infiltrated and have sources. We don't get into those modes of getting those sources. Continuing, what else are they planning?
Well, that's about all the information I have now on the actual agenda. Of course, we'll be getting more as we work the story down the road, and a lot of this will be appearing in the American Free Press. This very next edition goes to bed next Friday. Let's see, you were kept asking me how people subscribe. The listeners to your broadcast get one year subscription for $35. The regular price is $59 for 1 year. But your listeners can get a discount down to $35 for 1 year. You just call American Free Press at 202-544-5977.
And this is a weekly newspaper?
Yes, printed every Friday.
Jim, I have one or two other questions. We're going to come back and give that number out one more time, or AmericanFreePress.net. Jim Tucker is our guest. We'll give you that subscription for the hard copy paper. It's an interesting little paper, a lot of key information in there. It's been published for decades under another name, and now it's American Free Press. Jim Tucker's our guest, and I'll try to wring more information out of him straight ahead. Then to the news. Stay with us.